We've a mission for you.
Ready? May the Force be with us.
Rated PG-13. Get your tickets now.
Hey YouTubers, Hankster here, and welcome to another movie review. And today's movie, of course, appropriate for today. It's, of course, May the 4th, or, well, this is within the last few hours, or May the 4th be with you, being it is Star Wars Day. And I know it's a little late to promote it, but of course it just came out on home Blu-ray and DVD a couple weeks ago. Of course, it's none other than Rogue One, a Star Wars story. And had a whole star cast. I don't have the whole list right now. They just start. Felicity Jones was the lead character in the movie, by the way. I did actually see this movie in theaters on January 1st of this year, New Year's Day, along with Moana. I'm going to do a review of that. Well, of course, that's out on home video as well, but you know. Now, of course, initially this movie is a semi-prequel, being it does take place the events leading up to Episode 4, so it is a sort of a mini-prequel set in the actual Star Wars canon storyline, and pretty much follows how, of course, the rebellion gets their hands on the Death Star plans and able to get them to Princess Leia. It is interesting too that one of the things that I really was impressed with in this movie was, of course, the use of characters, of course, that will be later seen in Episode 4, even though that the actors were no longer around to actually play them. And of course, the big example was Peter Cushing, who of course played Governor Tarkin, who of course was in charge of the Death Star. He of course had passed away many years ago, and of course, unlike what they did at the end of Episode 3, when he had like an actor who resembled him, a little makeup work there. Just that this time around, he actually used a CGI'd version of the character to interact with the rest of the cast. And of course, they did it in a smaller sense when it came to Princess Leia. Now, of course, as you know, at the time when they were making this movie, Carrie Fisher was still alive, but obviously they couldn't use the modern day Carrie Fisher. They had the CGI younger version of her as well. Was a good idea. You know, a lot of people do have concerns about this. I mean, it's nothing totally new. They've kind of regress-aged, Robert Downey Jr., when it came to that scene at the beginning of Captain America Civil War, made him look like he did back in the 80s. And in a sense, also, if you want to do a little bit of a spoiler for Guardians of the Galaxy, there's a scene where Kurt Russell's character, of course, is also reverse-aged to show what he looked like back in 1980 to, fit the look of his character at that time. So it's not totally a new thing. It's just that some of the characters they used in this particular movie had already passed on, mostly Peter Cushing. They didn't know that shortly after the release of this movie, Carrie Fisher would have passed away. It was kind of a fitting tribute to both characters and all. Now, initially, it's also centered around a female member of the rebellion, who, of course, whose father is the one who helped design the Death Star and built this Death Star in the first place. And so it's pretty much, rescue missions and infiltrations, and of course, finally they go to a world where they can get a hold of the plans and, of course, pass them on to the rebellion, which, of course, leads on to the attack of Princess Leia's ship by Darth Vader's Star Destroyer at the beginning of Episode 4. Of course, we're introduced a lot of characters in this movie. Of course, sadly, of course, they're never seen or mentioned again in the remainder of the Star Wars original trilogy, obviously. But it's, it basically gives it back, as background, so it's not totally, trying to. It's just like the final bridge between the prequels and the original trilogy, of course. And of course, obviously, you can't have a Star Wars movie without some brief mentioning of R2-D2 and C-3PO. And of course, they're briefly shown in the movie as well. So if you haven't seen it yet, they are, like a cute little scene in the middle of the movie. And obviously, this would be a great movie to see on Blu-ray. Pick it up when you can. I just wanted to do this little review. I would have done more if I had gotten around to doing the review back when I actually went to see the movie in theaters. It was just real life kept getting in the way and stuff. But obviously, I encourage. Obviously, this is. Another major example of Disney doing a great job when it comes to revitalizing the Star Wars saga and all. Of course, getting everybody excited for Episode 8 coming out around Christmas time of this year. So, and all. And of course, next year, 2018, of course, will be the release date of the Han Solo Star Wars story movie. It tells the story of young Han Solo and all of his adventures in his youth and stuff. Obviously, that kind of thing. But here's an example of how they can do a separate story, not totally using all of the major Star Wars characters, creating new storylines and new lives and stuff. Obviously, and of course, we do get a taste of things of Darth Vader we've never seen before. New additions to his personal canon as well, and all. But hope you enjoyed this little review of course, Rogue One, a Star Wars story. It is now, of course, out on Blu-ray and DVD, and of course, it's on digital. If you want to collect it on digital as well. And of course, stay tuned for Episode 8, The Last Jedi. It's coming out December. And stay tuned. Of course, we're talking about a couple more movie reviews, including, of course, the upcoming Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. That and yours truly, of course. Oh my God, he's actually doing a movie that's currently out. Well, I can still do it. But once again, stay tuned for more reviews and whatnot here on the Multiverse. See ya.